Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. But the thought of there's people in prison that really shouldn't be. But what you got to remember, the government pay these prisons per prisoner. Do you know what I'm saying? So they knew they were overfilling 10, 20 years ago. So why didn't they build more? They get enough money. And a lot of these prisons are privatized. But, excuse me.
I was going to say that. Have the prison population, as in, can you house more people? Because the population's going up.
Well,
but you haven't built any more prisons. So if your population goes up by 20%, and then you've got an extra 2% of people killing crime because committing crimes, then you need to be able to house the extra population, because out of however many, the percentage is going to increase.
Don't forget, you also got the immigrants that are coming in, not being able to survive because they have no job, legal job, and they have to commit crime. They have to get some money somehow, or eat at least. So they either shoplifting. And
the thing is, the shoplifting ain't just like you're sneaking a fucking packet of crisps in your pocket.
No,
they're blatantly walking into shops with trolleys, filling them up, and just fucking off.
Yeah. There's different types of shops. You're not just going to Morrison's.
It's just taking a piss.
What
can you do if you want to? No speak English, whatever, and then nothing happens. Me and you walk in and do it. We're going to get nicked because we know right from wrong.
And you pay your tax.
And we pay our tax, and we like abide by the law and all this, that, and the other. Mate, the country's fucked.
The country is, it's like a lot of people, male and female, that I speak to, they're not interested in this country. They want to move. They want to go away, And the country, unfortunately, is like losing good people. Whatever colour they are, they're born and bred here. We got British passports. We're British, and we live in this country. We pay our taxes to this country, so we want nothing but good for this country because we live in it. And what I see, not what any one of you guys see, what I see is just a slow takeover, but this slow takeover is snowballing, and it's being allowed to snowball.
Right, if you look at everyone's families now, right, ain't like what it was 20, 30 years ago, right, even more, right, even in our lifetime, you've been, don't have too many kids. Shouldn't have big families. One or two kids. Now, people don't want kids anymore. Why would you want to bring a kid into this shit house? Right? That's what they're saying, yeah?
Yeah.
But then you've got these foreigners come over, right? Immigrants, whatever, breeding like fucking rabbits. So you're getting more and more and more of them, right? Before you know it, we ain't going to have a leg to stand on, mate. That's the bottom line. Look, and I know I'll probably piss a lot of people off by saying it, right? But that is
the thing. It's not. Listen, Rob. Just because you're white, it doesn't mean your eyes don't see what we're all seeing. Do you know what I mean? Like the invasion of immigration here. With people illegally coming over here, the councils have to put them up somewhere, which is taking places out of people that have been born and raised here. I'm not talking on a racist thing here, man, but you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to see what is happening, and if people can't acknowledge what reality is and what is happening out there right now, and a slow takeover and different laws wanting to be brought here from different lands and implemented in the areas that these people live, and not abide by the British laws like everybody else, then that's not right. You can't have a two-state country. Could you imagine? It's not East and West Berlin anymore. There's one. It don't work. You can't separate people like that, because that means there's literally been an invasion of a certain culture that has taken over that whole section of a country.
Trouble is, right? No one's got the balls to say it. Like, who can actually do something about it, right? No one in Parliament will actually turn around and say, look, listen, fuck off. That's what needs to happen. I don't know how it would do that, but where do they go?
Enough's enough kind of thing, And the thing is...
It's like when I was saying about national service and all that bollocks, right? If you said, all right, you're going to come here, but you're going to go 2 years in the army, proper army, you're going to fuck off and fight somewhere or do something, they wouldn't come here. If you didn't give them all the health benefits that they get, if you had to, they wouldn't come here.
Mate.
Would they? If the outcome was like, do you know what? Listen, let's just go to England because England's fucking easy. We'll get everything given. We'll get everything there. If they went, fuck off, just blatantly, fuck off, do one. We're not giving you fuck all.
Yeah,
They'd stop in France. They wouldn't even come over it. They're too fucking soft.
Look,
and I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And it's like, if I don't give a monkey's who you are, right? I'd help anyone. Yeah. I ain't bothered, right? But respect this country, respect where you are.
See,
you go over to where they live, right, or somewhere else.
Forget it.
And try and be you.
Forget it.
You said earlier on, you respect the fact that you're going to someone's church. You put something on your shoulders and all the rest of it, right? Yeah. If it was, sorry mate, you're going to have to put a jumper on to come in here, and we was all going in there, we'd all do it because it's respect.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't get that respect here from no one.
It'd be like a news story. Like, person had to put on jumper to go in, how blah blah blah, and you'd be like, what the fuck, everyone else is doing it, why is it different for them? But it would be like a story like
over here,
how like bigoted or racist that it would be.
The thing is,
there was a march thing. You see the thing on the news the other day? I weren't really paying attention, so I might get this wrong, but there was like, they showed you a map of London where they walked through, right? And apparently there was no arrests, no nothing, this, that and the other. Metropolitan Police said, we can let this go on. Fucking hundreds, right, of people there with their mats out praying and all the rest of it, but there was nothing. And then next thing you know, there's a geezer standing on top of a bus shelter or something, a fucking great flag with all that scribble on it. I can't read Arabic or whatever it is, but that normally to me screams out
terrorism.
There you go. Right, and they're allowed to wave these flags. Yet you can't drive a black cab in London with an England flag on it during the fucking Euros. What the fuck?
You know what? What I wanted to say, that this country, right, and God bless it, is that it's very tolerant. It's probably the most tolerant country in the world.
Too tolerant at the moment.
But then it's gone to the extreme of being too tolerant and allowing a slow takeover in disguise of refugees and this illegal immigration. And we're trying to provide safety and shelter for these people. But what they're doing is they're moving into different communities within the British countrysides and villages and stuff, and slow takeovers. And
mate, there's places in this country, there's places in there that you might get away with it. You're a bit more fucking, you know what I mean?
Foreign-like.
Yeah, you've got that foreign twang, ain't you?
Yeah,
that's right. I mean? Mind you, I've got a bit of a tan at the moment, so I might be able to, and a beard, I might be able to fit in. But
you do.
Yeah, you could be Greek.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be with the beard.
Hello, everybody.
Brown up a little bit more.
Yeah. But like being a white person, you can't walk down the street in certain areas, right? Especially being a woman, like me, you'd have no chance. They'd spit at you and everything, and that's disgusting.
What do you reckon they'll do to me, Rob?
They'd welcome me with open arms, mate.
Yeah. All right, brother. Assalamu alaikum salam. You get me? You know. But look, there's people out there. They need to get their shit in order, right?
What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? He's like, whatever.
Right? They got to get their shit in order and understand where you are. But the whole point in that book is what it states, you know, to breed and go forth and take over the world.
What book we talking about?
What is their faith, their book, the Quran.
Oh, right.
As far as I'm aware, you know, it says to breed, you know, make everybody Muslim, you know, by one way, by hook or crook, you know, everyone has to be Muslim. Anything less than that is, what's the word? I knew the word for it. Haram. You know, it's haram for them. So because you don't believe in their beliefs. They want to, or try and convert. You know, they want to bring misery. And this, look, the fact of the matter is, every little village and town that they've moved into, or the government has put them into, crime rate has gone up. What does that tell you, the stats? I mean, because they have no job, you know, and they want to get something a bit more fancy. I don't know. But crime rate has gone up in these areas. And, look, I didn't even want to go down on that, but it's reality, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no hatred or nothing, but when people are coming and they want you to bend to their way of thinking and their religion, or you know, and whereas like, nah, you're trying to oppress us like you're pressing back in, like you're oppressed back where you come from, because you wouldn't be leaving the country and coming over here unless it's on purpose to breed and like up north. A lot of it is up north happening, you know, and it's slowly going to happen, man. It's unless something's done about it, you know. There's people got to take a stance, ain't they? You know, it's like, and I don't mean in any kind of sick, violent way, because that's not the way we are. You know, we grew up with love, respect, dignity for your fellow man and stuff. So violence is not any measures of justice. It's the law has to get its head out its ass and something to be implemented. No? That's my thought. You know, that's my thoughts, you know? So, yeah, that was, I wanted to do the Trump thing, man.
Well,
right, we've got to do the Trump thing. And then you can go. Guns are being held to all your heads right now. It's a matter of life. It's the scenario of the footballer and he's pregnant and his missus giving labour.
Which one's which?
I'm the missus. You can't leave me.
fuck it, we'll find someone else.
But you cannot leave me. Oh,
where are you from?
What is it?
That
She's got
accent
me
was weird.
Probably Italian, old lady Italian, I suppose.
Old lady Italian.
Yeah.
You're like the top footballer in the world, and you old lady
Well, he's
Italian.
retired now.
Oh, okay.
Don't leave me, signor, Mister Bello. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, guys, Bello is dude, isn't it? Bella is woman. Bello is you know. In Greek we say gobella and gobelli. You know,
Got a belly.
Bella,
Yeah, you got a belly, fat fuck.
gobelli.
You bellend?
Oh yeah, no. When I was in,
Bellend.
when I went to Santorini for a wedding, we got
Nice.
pissed and was in a bar. It was like 3 a.m, and
It's always 3 a.m.
it was 3 a.m. I stay up late, and it was a rough
past
that
me.
time.
Yeah.
And there was a woman that was serving us the beers. There was no one else in there by now. And
Was she good looking by this point? Because they're normally
She was good
3 in the
looking.
morning for you. They're
Yeah.
stunning.
She was good looking before, but she was like, teach us some Greek, and she was like, okay, and she was like, there's a word, it's like malaka,
Malaga.
and it's like,
Wank.
what does that mean? And it's like a swear word, but
Yeah.
if you say it in the right way, it's not. And we kept saying it, and she was like, nah, you got to say it like this. And we're saying exactly how she was saying. It's like, nah, you're not saying
It's
it right.
how you say it.
Yeah, and she was like, nah, you just like offended me.
All right,
But-
I'll explain. I'll offend you and I'll greet him. Right? Hey, Malaga. Hey, Malaga. Yeah.
Right, okay. You can imagine at 3 in the morning.
So that's like calling you a cunt.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah,
how I
yeah.
can see it.
All right, you
Oh
cunt.
my God.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you
Oh my
cunt.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was more distinctive than
You
theirs.
Yeah, because we're English and we're fucking all right. We know what we're talking about. But them foreigners, they speak all wonky, don't
Yeah.
they?
That's why I have to translate. You know?
That's the difference, right? This is what we said about before. When you speak a different language as an English person, right, you got to do all the accent, otherwise they don't get you. But this mob, they can turn up and they can speak like this. I'm trying to do this, the language. And you think, all right, mate, you're trying to speak English. I heard what you said, you're trying to speak my language. But you don't get a Greek or